explain a little bit about that. First of all, the main point of it was that I didn't believe that peace was an abstract concept. I changed my name because I believe in the reality of peace and peace as a way of life, and I believe in justice as well. And I believe that we can have peace in Palestine. I don't think we should ever give up that hope, because in my lifetime so much has changed that we never thought would change. You know, things that you all know about, like apartheid, South Africa, the Berlin Wall, Northern Ireland. A lot of big things that we thought would never change have changed in my lifetime. You know, 25 years ago I was marching with student unions in London against South Africa, and you know, we just never thought that would change. So things can change. Even the most intractable conflicts can change, and I think we should never forget that. And so one of the reasons for me changing my name to Peace is to remind us all to be peaceful, and we can manifest peace in the world. And one of the ways we do that here is in the museum, by talking about peace and by telling the truth about what's going on. A little bit of, going back even further, a little bit of my history, and even further back before me, my dad escaped the Nazi Holocaust from Austria in 1938. His family were of Jewish heritage. He wasn't brought up a Jew, but his family were Jewish heritage, and in 1938, when the Germans annexed Austria, they forced all the Jews to wear the yellow Star of David, like even if they weren't practicing Jews. And my dad had to wear that, and he was a victim in both sense from the Germans, but also he was forced to go to a Jewish school, and he wasn't Jewish, so he was victimised by the kids he was at school with as well, because he wasn't Jewish. So they managed to get out. They were one of the lucky ones, him and his parents, but they had an awful experience, and their experience of coming to this country wasn't too great either, but they managed to escape the Holocaust. So for me, like, my politics was natural, like anti-Nazi, anti-racist, anti-fascist. It was just, that was how it was always going to be. It was normal to feel that way, and to fight for justice and be part of all sorts of struggles for justice, and that's kind of what I've done. And when I came to according to Rita, came to the opening day of the museum, you know, it was fantastic for me, because this was a struggle that I could join in on. What happened was 10 years ago, I joined the Eastern Cowboys Football Club, and 9 years ago we went on our first tour of Palestine, and it was a football solidarity tour. And it fundamentally changed my life, more than most things ever have. I'm talking about peace. Like, I went there full of anger and hatred, and I was full of anger and hatred towards the Israelis. And the lesson I learned from my trips was that the Palestinian people, they're not like that. They're unbelievably peaceful, unbelievably gentle, and they're so full of wisdom that they made me change. They helped me to become more peaceful. In fact, there was one time when I was managing the Cowboys football team 6 years ago, and we were playing in a small village called, which one was it? Umuher, I think. A Bedouin village surrounded by Israeli settlements, being harassed by the Israeli military all the time. I was managing the Cowboys team. We were playing against the Palestinian villagers. And my team, the Cowboys, were rubbish, and the Palestinians were beating us, and I was shouting at my team members, like, come on. And this village elder comes up to me. He says to me, "Chaz, why are you so angry?" And it's like, what can I say? What can I say? You know, so the Palestinian people have taught me so much, and so the Palestine Museum here in Bristol has given me an opportunity to give something back. When you go to Palestine and you ask the Palestinians, what can we do? They tell you consistently one thing. Well, I suppose lots of things, but one thing is consistent, is go back home and tell the story. Tell the truth about what's going on. Tell everybody at home what you've seen. And so I'm really lucky that Eddie and Rita and their friends helped start the Palestine Museum, because it means I can do what I promised all those Palestinians that I've seen out there, that I can go back and tell the story and help in some way to further their cause. So I wanted to tell you that. I wanted to thank the volunteers. There's quite a few of us here. There's like Eddie and Rita are just amazing. Like for 3.5 years in this building, just and longer back doing other things, just amazing. And there's about 10, 15, 20 of us on the committee who are just, I am awed by their commitment to the cause. They're all here, you know. And the other volunteers are brilliant as well. You know, we can't run this museum without the other volunteers who help man and woman staff this museum and keep it open, because without them we would not be able to do it either. So I just think, you know, and we need people to come to the museum and visit. So all you people who aren't volunteers and you're coming to support us and learn more about Palestine, this is you're the reason we are doing what we're doing. So massive round of applause for everyone, I think.
The most important thing for us is that this continues and grows in status and public awareness. So together we can do this. No, it doesn't matter what you do. No, whether a big part or a small part, it's important. It's equally important. And the future is bright if we can get together and we can work hard and make sure that everybody knows. The museum itself is in wonderful hands. It's far better now since the volunteers took over than it's ever been. So we can only see goodness coming out of this process. And as people come and join us and bring their own skill, their own enterprise, it can only get better. And we see the future of the museum as becoming, at the moment, it's just national or local, national. We feel it will be international. And that's the time when not just a few thousand like we've educated, but in the millions. You know, we are old Palestinians, that's what I would say in a sense.
Thank you. What can I say? It was a very stressful time when we were working to set up this, and I can't even remember how I done it. With the help of a few people, of course. I didn't make any plan. I just wanted to do something to educate people about Palestine, about what they go, or their day life. So I was so frustrated that I needed to do something for years and years. And at least now I feel a little bit better. I'm not quite there yet. My next mission would be breaking the siege in Gaza, which would be my dream really, with the help of some of you. I don't know how. I just keep thinking. I just wanted to say this. A couple of weeks ago, I have been diagnosed with cancer. And when the nurse told me that, I look her in the eyes and I say, "Does that mean I cannot break the siege in Gaza now?" But I don't think they understood what I mean, but anyway. So I got a little bit more fighting to do against the cancer, but I will be fine at the end. So we just need to carry on, tell people about Palestine, and really people that need the help. They are human too, and they need the help.
And that's what we need to do.
My name is Sam. I'm from Palestine. I'm from Gaza. As my colleague Imadi says, he was passing by and I saw the flag. I said, "Wow, it's our flag here." I was really amazed. So I came nearly 2.5 years ago. Since that day, I fell in love with the place. Thank you for Rita, Eddie, and everybody, the volunteers, everybody come here from A to Z, all of you. I learn a lot from here as well. I really see many people coming to the museum, asking us questions. I enjoy really the events happened here. The connection to Gaza sometimes with Skype, depends on the electricity.
Yeah, it depends on that.
Yeah, speaking to people there and explain what's going on as well there, the lack of electricity and day-to-day living and everything. That was really, really, really great. I'm thanking everybody coming to here tonight, and please, love to see you again. Thank you.
Is it right?
Yeah.
Okay. My My name is Christian, I'm from East Europe, I'm Romanian, and I'm a real gypsy. I'm proud to be a gypsy. Okay. What's happened when people come from East and they support Palestine? They're scared. It's something like a dream. Going through this street, seeing a Palestinian flag outside. I was thinking in my mind, that's true. That's a Palestinian flag. I'm allowed to support Palestine. Because in my mind, Palestine, it was something wrong to support in this country. But what's happened? When you support Palestine, you can be labeled like terrorist. You can be labeled like Islamic, Muslim, like radical. And people are scared of us. Our duty is just to tell them Palestine is just a country with normal people which dream to be free. That's it. Thank you.
Well, I volunteered about a year and a half ago. I was at one of the demonstrations, and there were so many like-minded people there, which was really great to find such a variety of people. And I met Eddie and Rita there. We attended some meetings, and we actually set up something called the Bristol Coalition for Palestine, which was lots of different people and organisations interested in the same cause. Then I came to visit the museum and was really impressed that just few volunteers had created such an amazing piece of information, so much information, but also so much passion there. Like Rita and Eddie have so much passion for the cause that they will put so much time and effort in that, it's amazing what they can do. And then after volunteering and working on the museum and updating the materials, I got to meet some amazing people. All the volunteers are just wonderful people and such a diverse group that it's actually a really nice environment to come into to spend time with them and to learn so much as well. And like Helen said with her presentation, we're still growing. We're meeting new people who come in who really enjoy the museum and learn a lot. The events are growing in numbers and in terms of enthusiasm. So it's been a real kind of education for myself as well, learning about a lot more about Palestine than I knew before, connecting with some Palestinians, and going forward we want to connect with a lot more. Like we want to link up with organisations in Gaza and the West Bank. So there's lots of plans and hopefully kind of growing bigger and better, as they say. But it's been really lovely for me as personally.
I hope you like the video. Yeah. Well, I first got involved with Students for Palestine at my university in Southampton. And I think it was around, 2014, summer 2014, during Protective Edge, Siege of Gaza. And I suppose I was just watching the news and it just wasn't adding up, the coverage, the way the media portrayed what was happening. I just didn't really see... I felt like it wasn't right the way the media was talking about, the way BBC and all these mainstream media stations were talking about, the conflict, because it didn't add up the numbers and everything. So I decided to get involved, and I was walking past the museum, saw the flag, and I didn't realise this place existed, to be honest. And I thought it was amazing because I think, like everybody has already said, there's so many different kinds of people here. It brings so many different people together, so diverse. Everybody comes with different stories. It's really, it's been amazing to meet Palestinians, talk to people about their own experiences, and really learn from all of the volunteers. Everybody has something to offer, to contribute, and I think that's the best thing about the place. I think that's it.
Sorry, just a little bit nervous. But yes, I would say that's probably the most amazing thing about the Palestinian Museum. And if there's anything that I can wish for this place, is for this place to constantly have joy, Rita, and beautiful people like Helen to continue doing beautiful things for the people in Palestine. So yeah.
I have always wanted to come here, right? And maybe I should introduce myself first. So I'm Ali from Oxford, and that's where I travelled from today. But as some of you might have guessed, I'm Palestinian. Yeah. but for many years now, probably a couple of years, I've been hearing about this place and I wanted the opportunity to come. So when I got the invite, I thought, oh yeah, I must try it. And just sort of, a thought came into my head, right, as I walked through it. And in Oxford, a couple of years ago, actually, it's 1 year ago, in 2015, we held a Palestine Unlocked event, and some of you may have heard of it. So it was 2 weeks celebrating the Palestinian culture. So that was films, art, dabke, food, theatre, and we had a couple of exhibitions. Now, we had 34 events over 2 weeks, and I and the other members involved in it thought that was great, but actually I thought it was great till I came here today. Seriously, what you have here is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I think somebody said it's unique. It's unique. It's unique in the UK and probably it's unique in Europe actually. It's wonderful.
No, the one in Palestine is actually empty. You have an empty building.
Yeah.
The Palestine Museum.
In Palestine is empty. Okay. This one we've got some pictures.
Okay.
Some people.
I mean, I'd love to think of a way of actually hooking up between this and Oxford somehow. I mean, we're not far really, an hour and a quarter, but maybe you can have a conversation at some stage anyway about hooking up there.
Yeah,
excellent.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Steve and my wife and her family are Palestinian. So basically, I told her last night I was coming here and she was very jealous. I'm amazed at all the facts on the walls. I don't think I could quite read it all tonight, so I'll probably have to come back.
Tough.
Yes, it's a sacrifice I wanted to make, but I'm sure she'll want to come up all weekend. Basically, she's passionate about Palestine and the cause, and is always quoting me all the facts from a site by the Angry Arab, which is not a violent site. It's by Asad Abu Kahil. He's a very knowledgeable, intelligent guy who knows all the facts and tells you what's right and what's wrong. Basically, I've been to Lebanon and seen what it's like there, spoken with the relatives and basically extended family. And I'm also very passionate about it. I support MAP and I'm glad to be here tonight and to meet a lot of nice people. And may the success continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, just one of many, but I also want to say what Palestine means to me and to all of us is that, you know, when you go over there or you meet Palestinians here and they say, thank you for, you know, helping. I say, no, actually, thank you. 11 years ago when I first got involved, and you know, it was friends who then told me about it. I didn't know anything about British colonial history in the Middle East. I didn't know. I mean, I was brainwashed by the BBC. I was going, what are they getting mixed up with? You know, it's all very complicated and I can't possibly get my head around it. And all these things of which we've all had to fight our way through, all those myths and propaganda. And I mean, I'm really grateful to Palestine and particularly grateful to what's great.
Can see me now?
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
And the poem?
Can you see us?
Yeah, of course you can see us.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Nice to see all of you. And it's my pleasure to talk with you. So, what would you like to start to talk about? About the situation here, what we do.
You're hoping for a poem?
Pass Joy.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Ramadan Kareem. Could you? Thank you. Could you read for us or tell us one of your poems, please?
You want to start to read a poem?
Yes, please. I want you to read to tell us one of your poems.
Okay. Before I read the poem, I want to talk about why this poem I was wrote it. In 2013, if you remember when that the Palestine was voted and as observer state in UN.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Israel at that time was Netanyahu was drive crazy about that, and after that he announced about area closer from Jerusalem, Al-Quds. They call it E-Plan 1, E-Plan 1.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be like to be a settlement area. And when he make this settlement, that means that all Jerusalem from the four sides would be surrounded and would be completely closed. So in that time, that Palestinians activists from over Palestine, when I said over Palestine, I'm including Palestinians who are also from 48. We had a meeting in Ramallah, a preparing meeting to make an action, which is, we call it after that, Bab al-Shams, the Gate of Sun action.
Yes.
And the idea of this action was that we were announcing in the social media that we are going to have a winter camp in Jericho.
Yeah.
But this was fake, because the real proposal was that we wanted to go to area which is closer from Al-Quds, from Jerusalem. We use Jerusalem, we use word Al-Quds because this is the Arabic name. And we decided we were about 18 urbanizer who was planned for this action. We decided to march by buses, to go there by buses, to carry all the people who want to join. And then to start in the early morning to build a tent. And we did about 30 tents at that time, which was like, each tent was involved for like 25 or 30 persons. So there were about 300, 400 people that time. We make the tent, the village there, and we call it, as we said, Bab al-Shams, Gate of Sun. And this was was like inspiration time was for the period, and I decided to write a poem, which is also I call also Bab al-Shams, Gate of Sun. And this also you can find this also. This is poem is published in the American website. Both sides. I don't know how to spell it.
It's
both
right.
sides or something like this.
Okay.
And are you ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And the poem is Bab al-Shams, Gate of Sun. In our village, everything grows except hearted. In our village, the sky embraces the sun. In our village, the sky embraces the sun. In our village, droves sleep under pines while building. I dreamed one day that I embraced the sun, and through its arch, I discovered the dawning of freedom. I asked it many ways, and I reached the camp, flowing its rays. In our new village, every day grow tulips. They spread their pet scents. What is beautiful in our village is that women, by their own way, their dignitaries. In our village, what is beautiful in our village What is beautiful in our village is that women, by their own, with their dignity dress. From the tent that sheltered us, we shouted our joy and hope, sang patriotic songs. We drank tea and coffee and kettles on the fire, crackling, and ate pieces of bread crispy. In our village, darkness overruns that quiet land. The sun attempts to imitate the moon with humility. The plants growing in the grassland that a shy daily watering with the milk of liberty. In our village, the phoenix flies high in the sky. In our village, the phoenix flies high in its sky, tells with the wings the Canaanite epic embracing Jerusalem. In its mountains, its smile, Za'afaran and Banj offer them. Its mountains, it smells Za'afaran and Banj of them, and you hear the songs of the birds. In our village, gate of sun. In our village gate of sun, all dazzled by the shine, keeping, holding the lit trochers, eager for liberty. In our village, we lived in peace, so fine. In our village, we lived in peace, so fine, but not away from enemies, stone, man, and cruelty. In our villages, from our hand of a gloomy shine, Palestinian girl will be sing for Palestine. To the gate of sun tomorrow, we will return to embrace the sky, and then peace will be reign. David. So I can read it in better way.
That was very beautiful. We loved that. Thank you. Do you have a second poem for us?
If there are Arab people, I can read it in Arabic.
Yes.
Do we have a translator?
No, but you can read it.
It'd be nice to hear it anyway.
It'd be nice to hear it.
Please read it in Arabic.
I have another one. I will read it in Arabic. It's called The Anthem of Life. نشيد الحياة. This is another one. It's called نشيد الحياة, The Anthem of Life. في قريتنا يحلق الفريق عاليا. في قريتنا تعانق الأرض السماء وتنشد أهازيج الوطن. في قريتنا ينام النسر مع الحمام وترسم بريشة طفل زعتر وزعفران ويغرس نرجسا وأقوحان. في قريتنا يزهر اللوز بأنفاس الصبح ويغرد البلبل على أشجار الزيتون وبيت بالأمس كان مركز استجواب وقتل يومي للحياة. في قريتنا نعود ونحيا كفريق فلسطين في تل رميدة تخلق الحياة من جديد وتتأمل شارع الشهداء. وفي وادي النصارى والبويرة والبوقعة قصصا تبكي الحياة. في قريتنا تعانق الروح، في قريتنا تعانق الروح كوكبة رسمت قبلة الكرامة والكبرياء لكل الشهداء وأنبتت العظماء. في قريتنا تعانق الروح كوكبة رسمت قبلة الكرامة والكبرياء لكل الشهداء وأنبتت العظماء. في شارع الشهداء يمشي الصمت، في شارع الشهداء يمشي الصمت ويمشي الموت، وشعبي لا يمشي ويسكنه الغرباء. نحن أحفاد يونس، نحن أحفاد يونس من باب الشمس، والذين رضعنا الكرامة من نسائها أكسير الحياة. في قريتنا نتحدى التحدي ونصمد ونكتب كل يوم قصيدة الحب والحياة ونغني فلسطين الحياة، فلسطين الحياة.